We are back once again with Harley Quinn Season 3, finally returning to our main storyline. And of course, last week in episode 6, we kind of took a break and focused on the Joker, did his whole suburban dad storyline, which was definitely a lot of fun, but kind of, a little, it wasn't the greatest, especially compared to the rest of the season. But now we return to the great formula that is Harley Quinn as a show, with a great episode in episode 7, which is titled A Sharkly Adventure. Another. Well, guys, we are back with another episode of Harley Quinn Season 3, finally returning to our main storyline. Of course, after taking a little bit of a break last week in episode 6, focusing on the Joker and his whole suburban dad storyline, which was definitely really funny and a lot of fun to play with there. But, at the same time, it wasn't the greatest, especially compared to what we've seen in the rest of the season. So it was nice to get back to kind of the classic formula of this show in this episode, and really it was just a great episode overall. So we're going to waste no time. We're going to go and jump into this and break down the episode. So of course, if you haven't seen it yet, spoiler warning, if you haven't seen it, go check out Harley Quinn Season 3, Episode 7 on HBO Max. But for now, let's jump into this and break down Harley Quinn Season 3, Episode 7, again, which is titled Another Sharkly Adventure. So I love how we start off with a little clip from Tawny, the interview talk show, and she's doing an interview with Ratcatcher, and he's found love. He's found a new romantic interest in one of his rats, so that's pretty creepy and disturbing at the same time, but still kind of cool that we get the cool, obscure Batman villain like that featured in the episode. But as for Harley and Ivy, now they've returned to Gotham City after being in New Orleans, and Ivy is just so stressed out. She now has this connection to the Green, but now that she knows Bruce Wayne has Frank, she's just freaking out even more because they don't know what to do. So Harley kind of comes up with this plan, like, okay, let's go kidnap Bruce Wayne. And she wants King Shark's help, but unfortunately he's going to be busy in this episode because he actually comes more into the spotlight here as he is going back home to his father's funeral. So I thought this was really cool because, King Shark in this season so far hasn't really done much, like, at all. So it was really cool to go back to his storyline, see his underwater kingdom, the Shark Kingdom, especially after seeing a little bit of that world in season 2 as well, especially with his wife actually returning here as well. It's sad that his father's dead. Even more disturbing that his brother is wearing his father's head and skin as a scarf, but whatever. And so basically King Shark would be next in line to be actual king of the Shark Kingdom, but he ends up giving it up so that his brother can be king. But his brother has other plans and actually decides, being king's too much responsibility, so I'm just going to sell it to Ocean Master, of course, brother of Aquaman, big Aquaman villain as well. So King Shark and his brother end up fighting, and things just, let's say, they don't exactly go well here. There's a lot of bloodshed, and in the end, King Shark unfortunately has to kill his brother, which of course is really, really sad. But I'm assuming that means now that King Shark is actually king of the Shark Kingdom. So I think that's pretty cool, especially because, we've been calling him King Shark this whole time, and he hasn't really been a king, but now technically I think he is. So this was, again, really cool to tap into that world again and really explore this character, since he hasn't really done much this season yet. But then also we get some stuff with Harley and Batgirl teaming up. At first they're actually fighting each other, but I really, really love their relationship because, first of all, they're sisters, Kaylee Cuoco, and I believe her name is Brittany Cuoco. Her sister voices Batgirl. So that was really cool to see just their dynamic in these episodes, and really in season 3 so far in general, going back to episode 2 when they had those interactions there. But they both end up getting kidnapped by the Mad Hatter, which was really, really awesome to see this character brought to life here, because he's such a classic Batman villain, one of my favorite Batman villains, and he just doesn't get much credit. Like, you don't see him in much media as of recent. So it was really cool to see him kind of brought back into the spotlight and kind of make him relevant again and show that like he actually is a cool villain. But of course, you know, making fun of him at the same time. But it works so well on the show, specifically with this character, calling him a leprechaun, making fun of his hats and all this stuff. It was really fun and definitely really cool to have this character featured here. I mean, obviously it sucked that well, you know, he got killed at the end, but it did add for, again, a really nice interaction, kind of story arc for that friendship between Harley and Ivy, because at first Mad Hatter just lets Harley go because, oh, she's a villain, I don't need her. But then when she's in the elevator, kind of she has that guilty conscience, so she ends up going back to take down the Mad Hatter, save Batgirl, and, you know, save the day, and like I said, also kill Mad Hatter, which is kind of disappointing, but, you know, I would have liked to have seen him in more than one episode, but I'm grateful for at least the one episode that we did get with this great Batman villain, this very disturbing, creepy, pervy Batman villain, as you saw in the episode, but still really cool, and I really enjoyed it for sure. But after that, of course, Harley, she kind of continues on her main mission here, where her whole thing was, okay, I'm going to have to go kidnap Bruce Wayne, you know, for Ivy, you know, Harley Ivy, doing that whole thing. And so she goes off after defeating the Mad Hatter. Batgirl and Harley kind of go their separate ways, and Harley does actually end up kidnapping Bruce Wayne. So let's go over to that. Bruce Wayne is there at this party, which Mad Hatter, I believe, actually arranged with his hats and all this stuff. Harley takes him out. She ends up kidnapping him, and then she brings him back to the apartment where Ivy is kind of I don't really know exactly what's going on with her, because like you can see that she's like all plantified the whole apartment. She's now all of a sudden wearing this dress made out of flowers, which almost kind of looks like a wedding dress type thing. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. Is this just because of the stress? Is this like she's kind of a result and a consequence of her unlocking that new power of tapping into the green? I don't exactly know. But now that they do have Bruce Wayne, we could finally find out why he kidnapped Frank and hopefully actually get Frank back. And I love how Selina's like, okay, yeah, I have to get out of here because I can't be here when he wakes up, because, you know, they just broke up and everything. But this was great. This was a great episode. I really enjoyed it. And it is kind of sad that we only have 3 episodes left here, episodes 8, 9, and 10. At least I believe there's only 10 episodes in the season. That's how it has been in the first 2. So it is kind of disappointing, but at the same time, I mean, it's been a great season so far, and I'm really excited to see where things go from here. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What did you think about Harley Quinn Season 3, Episode 7? What did you think about King Shark's storyline, especially seeing Ocean Master involved there as well, and kind of his whole family and his brother, as well as also Batgirl and Harley Quinn teaming up to take down the Mad Hatter. So anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and hit the subscribe button so I can keep it to date on everything that goes on in the DC life.